So while you guys get seated, my name is Christian, this is Kevin. We work as UX designers at Novacura. We're going to take you through a bunch of new features for Flow Connect in Hub, Portal, and the clients. But before we do that, I want to mention briefly what it is that we do at UX at Novacura. What do UX designers do specifically? So when we develop a new feature for Connect, our job is to draw up prototypes of how the feature could be implemented into Connect. We'll draw up interactive prototypes that you can click through, and when we think we are finished, when we think we've made something that you will be happy with, we run experiments on these prototypes on Flow developers like yourself, and we do that to determine if the feature that we're developing is useful to you, so it does the right things, and that it's easy to use. You don't get lost when you use it for the first time. If you do, if our Flow developers get lost in using the functionality, we iterate it, we change things until it's easy to use the first time. So that's a brief overview of what we do at UX. Maybe that helps you understand when to reach out to us. If you guys have ideas, thoughts, hopefully that helps. Kevin's going to talk a little bit about features in Hub.
Thank you, Christian. So let's talk a little bit about the Hub. So we've received a lot of feedback regarding Flow Classic throughout the years, from it being too decentralized, slightly complex to use, inconsistent at times, to, I just want to see what is relevant for me. And also the finding of things can be ever more complicated the more your system grows. Finding a fragment, for example, could be as easy as searching it in the search bar, or as difficult as trying to dig deep into the folders where you're sure that the fragment lives, but you haven't seen it yet. So just understanding the structure of your system could become quite hard. In Connect, as soon as you log in, you're greeted with exactly what you need to see. So as a developer, if you're working in the latest deployment of a time reporting app, you just need to go into your recent items to find exactly what you were working on the previous day. This personalized view displays exactly what is relevant for you. You also find easy access to relevant links, such as any type of information for getting started with Flow Connect, and support links where you can find our forums or contact information. But imagine being able to drag and drop widget-like sections to your home screen. For example, you could have a section with your activity, your organization activity in this activity feed, or telemetry, where you can see your most used applications, as well as keeping up with those updates from our development team. This is only some ideas that we have for improving our home screen for Flow Connect, but we would love to hear what ideas you have for this. What information is most relevant for you in the home? What can we make so it is relevant for you? In Connect, we've also made it so much easier to navigate your content and find exactly what you're looking for. For example, now your core items live in this main section where you can find your portal pages and applications. And on the right side, you can find your assets drawer, which is always in the same location. So regardless of the package, you know the structure. But as in Flow Connect, you can simply navigate to find what you're looking for. So it was very important for us to find a way to improve on findability. To address this, we introduced an advanced search feature that allows you to locate any item regardless of the location of it, regardless of what package is in. So in this case, you can search for something and you will see what type of item your results or results you're getting, as well as what package the item is located in, when it was last saved, and by whom. So this all helps to understand and be able to find exactly what you're trying to find, regardless of, even if the items have a similar name. For example, if I search for that app called Time, I not only find that specific app, but all the other items that are related. And also, when I click on it, I get directly into that specific package where the application is located, and the application gets highlighted. So all of this helps to keep contextualized and keep aware of your context. However, we actually soon realized that this alone wasn't enough, and that we needed a better way to help you understand and sort specifically the components. So we introduced a comprehensive tagging system. This tagging system enhanced the ability to organize and structure your components, aka fragments, and flow script modules. You can apply multiple relevant tags to each asset, creating a flexible and intuitive classification system. So for example, with tagging, you can now effortlessly group related items, and that can actually you can actually use that system throughout your organization. And also this helps with better collaboration because you can standardize your system for organizing your components for easy findability. You can simply filter through your types of for types, so you can actually filter them through flow script modules or components or even the tags that you've created to sort and find exactly what you're looking for. Again, this is all sort of things that we've implemented, but we want to know what you feel about this. We would love to hear more about your thoughts and any type of ideas that you have to improve our tagging and our searching. So you can use this QR code to tell us a little bit more in user voice, or you can actually just let us know later in the networking session as well. So now let's discuss Portal. Based on customer feedback from Portal 1 and Portal 2, we identified two main pain points. First, that navigation was sometimes cumbersome and slightly unreliable, along with opportunities to improve in user interactions. And this was specifically targeted to the control panel in Portal. So the control panel was accessed through that clock wheel, and it appeared from the right side. The default state was this unpinned state, which allowed you to sort of hover over other elements for it to disappear. And if you wanted to keep it stable and pinned, you also had that possibility. But then, obviously, that would sort of hide elements and hide the content that you're trying to see. So for Portal Connect, we recognized the need to address this pain point and improving in that navigation and interaction that we just said. So our aim was to transform the Portal experience into something truly enjoyable. So the first thing we did was focused on the redistribution of the configurations. So first, we actually moved the general configuration of Portal to the left side navigation, where you can find Portal settings regarding navigation, pages, and branding, as well as being able to commit and add or create new portlets. And the portlet-specific configuration, well, that is now contextually, appears contextually in a floating window. This new floating window can be moved around in the canvas and can be resized. Also, we used transparencies and blurred backgrounds to keep you in that contextually awareness situation that we mentioned before. So you can still see slightly what's behind, or if something is behind the configuration. We also focus on something that we think is very important for Portal. So Portal is something that you create, and that's exactly what your end users are going to see. So it's very important that the branding is right on point. So we wanted to improve on the capabilities for branding and theming. In Portal Connect, we've introduced a new theme, branding configuration, that not only allows you to create your themes like before, but it helps you visualize those themes before you've selected them. So as you can see there, we can just simply decide what theme we have in like a second. And this actually relates a lot to the way that we present Portal. So in this case, we also have a new menu, as you can see in these screens, that sort of put that branding to the front of the product. So you can use our default theme, which again follows that cohesiveness and unification with the hub that we just showed before. But also you can go for something purple, or a dark theme, or even a very bold brand color. Regardless of the color you choose, the Portal will work perfectly for you. So also just want to mention that just after this presentation, my colleagues here, Mali and Ola, will have a great presentation talking on how to make a dashboard in 45 minutes. So that's going to be cool. Christian?
All right. Mic's back on. So I'm going to talk about the client home experience. In Classic, we received some feedback that we could use more of the screen real estate in the clients, and we can give users quicker access to what they want to see. So for Connect, our aim is to give you quicker access into your app. Get you into your app as quick as possible. So we've introduced the single sign-on. I could log in here with my Microsoft account. When I do that, I have direct access to my favorized app. So at the top of my screen, the apps that I use the most, time reporting app in my case, I have that directly accessible through one click. I tap that, and I'm in the app. You'll also see that the execution views all follow the new Novacura design system that we developed for Connect. So they all look the same, both with each other inside the clients and with Hub. If we go back to the home view, I can also browse my full library of applications. So my time reporting app lives inside one of these application packages, as we call them. If I browse, if I open up one of these application packages, I get the full fat presentation of the applications. Big round rectangles, and we use the full width of your screen to pack as many applications as you can possibly fit on your screen. If you saw when we navigated inside the application package to find your flow, your application, we have one way to present applications with cards. They're pretty big, but they hold all the information. When we introduced this favorizing functionality, we had to come up with a smaller way to present applications. So we stripped away everything that we possibly could from the applications. We kept the color, the icon, and the title. And what we ended up with was a very small visualization of apps. And that is the home experience as it sits today in Connect. Home screen is also, again, same design style as everything else in Connect. We've already received some feedback on this. As always, Flow developers want to customize the end user screen even more. And you want to give your users even quicker access than you're going to connect to the apps. So we've already dreamt up some future prototypes and scenarios for how we could make this happen. So we envision leaning in even more to these small visualizations of apps. And when we do so, we can expose your full library of applications on your home screen directly when you log in. So in this scenario, you would be able to launch almost every app that you have access to with one click. No navigating through a menu to find your app, no opening up packages to find your app. We also want to let you have full freedom in how you place applications on the home screen and how you group them. Perhaps you have 4 time reporting apps that you have placed under different application packages because you want to permission them differently or you want them to share different assets. Well, for the home screen for the end user, perhaps these time reporting apps, you want to mix and match these between different application packages into one place in the user interface. You would be able to do that in this user interface. So that is the state today of the Connect home screen and the future state, possible future state of the home screen. Possible future state means that we would love your input on it. Again, you can scan the QR code. If you don't scan the QR code, if it's too far away or whatever, don't worry. We're going to be in the networking session. Just stop by us there. We're going to have all the QR codes and all the prototypes if you want to discuss anything. So that's all for the home screen. And last before we leave, Kevin wants to mention just one more thing.
Yeah, so now it's on, I guess. Yeah. So we have one more thing to share. We are in the very early stages of what we're going to show, so bear that in mind. But we thought it would be interesting to show you what we're working on right now. So this is really like the latest of the latest of Novacura R&D. We all know the Studio Designer, available only for Windows and a powerful tool that allows you to create applications and organize your internal logics. And we have just started working on the designer. This view is our first iteration to bring the designer to the Connect world. As you can see, it looks very different, but slightly familiar. So we've brought the Portal look and feel, the Portal design language, into the designer. We've created everything so it's very familiar for our Flow Classic users, but bringing it to the Connect generation with more floating things and floating windows and a little bit more of a modern look. For step configuration, we've applied a similar redesign to what we showed in Portal, ensuring that the product feels cohesive across the board. And we've also focused on improving both readability and usability, as well as giving you the information that is most relevant to you. For example, here, we can see a frequently used section for your UI elements. And this is our glimpse into what the designer, the new web designer is going to be. Again, very, very early stage, but we just wanted to just share a slight glimpse on it. So if you have any comments, any ideas, anything that we should consider, please, again, use the QR code or later in the networking session. We can have a chat about it. Thank you so much. That's our presentation.